here's the idea. If you're still copying down, that's okay. Take the time you need. The overall idea of a subject pronoun is this. Every sentence in English or Spanish or Latin or French or Portuguese has some subject, has some central idea about which the sentence is. So I've written on the board two simple examples. Okay, the first one says, Gregorio escucha música. In English, this sentence is saying, Gregory listens to music. Okay? Our subject is who in this sentence? Gregorio. He is our subject. He is the person about whom the sentence is. Now, if I didn't want to restate his name, I could use a subject pronoun. Exactly. If I didn't want to restate his whole name, I could say, Él escucha música. He listens to music. Él escucha música. And, in this case, is our subject pronoun, which means he. This next example says, Ana canta y baila. If I didn't want to restate the subject, I could substitute Ana for a subject pronoun. For a female, singular person, you're going to say ella, which we saw last chapter just means she. So instead of saying Ana canta y baila, I could say ella canta y baila. She sings and dances. Now what's really helpful about this table is it has an overview of all of the subject pronouns that we're going to see in Spanish. They are as follows, and I'll read them first and then go over the definitions or the translations. Yo, tú, usted, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ustedes, ellos, and ellas. One general rule of thumb that's helpful to keep in mind is this left-hand column here are singular subject pronouns. We use the pronouns in this column to talk about one person. It's either going to be I, you, or he or she. One person. On the left-hand side of the column are plural subjects. When we're talking about more than one person, those are going to be either we, y'all, talking to you but plural you, or they. Okay? So going over from the top, the word yo means I. It's a subject pronoun meaning I. Tú means you, but is an informal way of addressing somebody. Usted also means you, but it is a formal way of addressing somebody. Él means he, and ella means she. What all of these have in common is they're only describing one person. On this hand, we start with the pronoun nosotros. Nosotros means we. If we're talking about a group of people and I am a member of that group, the pronoun is nosotros. Now, we're going to use the masculine version or the masculine form of the plural pronouns if we have a group of men or if it's a mixed group of people. If it's a group of men and women, we will use the masculine forms of the pronouns because the masculine is the more inclusive of the two in Spanish. If it's a group of people that's exclusively females, we will use the female forms, being nosotras, vosotras, and ellas. Now, for sake of this class, we're not going to really use vosotros or vosotras. And the reason for that is because they are used exclusively in Spain, which is a very small percentage of the overall worldwide Spanish-speaking population. Here in California and in the United States, Latin and South America, they do not use vosotros. So, to be more regionally appropriate, we're not going to go over it really. If ever you find yourself in Spain, it's very easy to pick up. If you have the foundation of the others, it's super easy. Okay? So, starting with nosotros, that means we. We have a group of people, and I'm part of the group, nosotros. If it's a group of people and it's exclusively women, nosotras. Ustedes, we would use as plural usted, meaning you, all. Ellos would be they, if I'm describing a group of men, or a mixed group of people. And I am not a part of the group, I would say they. Ellos. If I'm describing a group of women, and there's not a single man a part of that group, I would use the pronoun ellas. Okay? We're going to see these over and over and over again throughout our education in Spanish, so it's an important concept to be exposed to. All right? There's another page of notes on this, but we'll talk a little bit more in depth on this tomorrow in class. Right now, lo que van a hacer, what you're going to do is try to activity 11. Van a hacer actividad 11. It says, what subject pronouns would you use to talk about these people? So on a piece of paper, on the same one even, number 1 through 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, y 6. For 1 through 6, first write the subject. Write who it is that we're describing. So for number 1, our subject is Carlos. So instead of Carlos, we want to substitute his name for the subject pronoun that we would use for him. So because Carlos is just one person, we know immediately we're going to be using the left column, because the left column is singular pronouns. It's not me, it's not you, it's Carlos. Very good. The pronoun we would use for Carlos would be él. Okay? 2 through 6 are a little bit trickier, so try your best. We have a group of people. If it's Felipe and I, we immediately know we're going to be using a plural pronoun. And then we know that I'm a part of the group. In English, we would use the pronoun we. Okay? 1 through 6, try your best. you're not quite done yet, that's all right. I do want to go over and correct though. Okay, we said that the first one, Carlos, would be él, meaning he. The second, we have Felipe y yo, him and I. Amrit, ¿usted sabe número dos?
Nosotros.
Excellent job, nosotros. That is correct. And in this case, nosotros is the only correct answer because Felipe es hombre. He's a man. So regardless of whoever I am, the inclusive pronoun is the masculine in Spanish. Okay, número tres, María y Sarita. Roberto? Ellas. Muy bien, señor. Ellas. Perfecto. We have a plural subject. We immediately know we're going to be using the left-hand column. We're talking about more than one person. And María y Sarita are they're female. So the female plural pronoun would be they, or ellas. Okay, cuatro. Pablo, Tomás y Anita. Jocelyn, ¿usted sabe? Ellos, muy bien. In this case, we have a mixed group of people, so we're going to use the masculine pronoun. Cinco. El señor Treviño. Angelia? Usted. Muy bien. Se escribe usted con así muchas veces. Usted is often written with this abbreviation, UD and a period. And if it is, the U is capitalized. Usted. That would be the pronoun we would use if we were talking directly to him. If I was talking to El Señor Treviño, I would say usted to address him because it's a formal and respectful way of doing so. If I were talking about him, and he wasn't in the presence though, the pronoun I could use would be en. So if you had either would be okay. If I'm talking directly to him, I would say usted, to say you. If we're talking about him, él, or he. Okay, lastly is tú y Esteban. This one's probably the trickiest. Does anyone feel confident with their answer for number 6? Yes, Leah? Excellent job. Tú y Esteban. The pronoun we're going to use is ustedes. Excellent. It's plural you. It's like saying y'all. Talking to you and also Esteban. Both of you together would be ustedes. Very good. Yeah, in Spain they would use, this is where we would say vosotros. That's what, vosotros also means y'all. But in this class we're going to focus exclusively on ustedes. Yes, sir. James, yeah, Reynolds. Yes. All right. Ahora seguimos con la videohistoria del capítulo 2A.